TSSA test procedure, test number 3, continuation. Here we are going to verify the relays that they are not welded in. We're going to start off by testing a GR1 relay. This is accomplished by jumping TST21. One thing that I want to point out is that we have a jumper with a flag on it. It just makes it easier to get big fingers into little spaces and to be able to stay insulated. So we will provide one of these on the controller. If you look down here on the TST1, you should be able to find one of these hanging on one pin if you're going to perform the test for the first time. Alright, so let's get back to our test. TST21. TST21 is right here. So we put on our jumper. We go to inspection and off inspection. This will force it to go through what I'm doing is going to the status mode so we can watch it. You can see that it's doing a gripper relay test and we have a GRT1 input on fault. After 3 tries, it's going to show us an at-floor shutdown, which is going to tell us the test is complete. Now we're going to try to register a car call. And it didn't move, which tells us that we are at floor shut down. In order to be able to put it back into normal operation, we remove our TST21 jumper. We go to inspection and off inspection. And if you watch the screen, it will go to back in through the test. Once it's passed, it will go to waiting assignment. Now to test the GRT2, we have to put a jumper on TST22, which happens to be right over here. And there we go. No, I don't think I got it. You got to be careful to cover both pins with the jumper. Still don't think I got it. There we go. Now I got it. Carefully put that jumper on, go to inspection and off inspection, forcing the test, just like if we were stopped on the floor. When it does the relay test, GRT1 again fails, showing that the relay failed. And now once it's finished the test, it'll go to at-floor shutdown with an I/O fault. To put it back onto normal operation, we have to remove our jumper, go to inspection and off inspection, and wait until we see that it is waiting assignment. The next one we are going to test is the PFC relay. We test the PFC relay by jumping TST23. TST23 is right here. Once we put on TST23, we go to inspection and off inspection to run through the test, the same as if we'd stopped at the floor. When it does the test, it is going to detect that the PFC relay failed on. After our 3 times, it is going to shut off at floor with an I/O error. There's our I/O error. So now to put it back on, we're going to register a car call to try to see if we'll go someplace. It does not, which is because we're at floor shut down. So put it back on normal operation. We remove our jumper, put it on inspection and off inspection, and we move to the SFC relay. To do that, we have to jump out TST24. TST24 is right here. Once we put on TST24, we put it on inspection and off inspection. Again, repeating myself, but before you're finished, you'll know what it's doing. And that is that once it does the I/O redundancy test, just like what it does when it stops at the floor, now it will detect that the SFC relay failed on. After the 3 tries, that it will then go to the at-floor shutdown with an I/O fault. There's our I/O error. At-floor shutdown to put it back on normal operation. we have to remove our jumper, go to inspection and off inspection, and wait for it to come back to waiting assignment. In order to, next ones are the door zone relays. So in order to do that, we have to put a jumper on TST25. TST25 is right in here. Once we have the jumper on, again we go to inspection, off inspection. If you'll notice on the screen, my big fat fingers also got the motor room stop switch. So I've got to put that stop switch back up in order for it to do the test. It's not a bad thing to have a mistake. You might do this in the field. And you wonder what's going on, look at the screen and it'll tell you. Okay. For this test, we actually have to leave the floor because sitting at the floor, the door zone is made up. So we're going to register a call to another floor. Now when we leave the floor, the door zone should have gone out because we have it jumped out, that DZ relay. When we get to the floor, if you'll watch the screen, we'll do an at-floor shutdown with an I/O error because the door zone did not go off during flight. So every time we move, that door zone is checked. To put it back on normal operation, we have to take off our jumper, put it on inspection and off inspection, and wait until you see the waiting assignment, which will say we're back on normal operation. Now what we have to do is very carefully put on TST26 to test door zone 2. Alright, now we're going to register a call to another floor. Again, because it is now welded in or simulated, when we get to the next floor, it's going to stop with an at-floor shutdown with an I/O error. In order to put it back onto normal operation, we have to remove our jumper and put it on inspection and off inspection and wait for it to come back to waiting assignment mode. Alright. Now we need to continue on a different car because the next test is if we have a gearless elevator with a traction shift type emergency brake instead of a gripper. So we are going to hit pause and continue on after this, and this actually concludes test 3. That is test 4 that I just alluded to, and so we will do test 4 in just a minute. Oh, man.